I just got an email that I was on the dean's list for spring 2026, which is cool, I guess. It's always an honor. It is an honor. I'm proud of myself. I work very hard, all that good stuff. So here's what's going on today. It's August 18th. I woke up at 6:45 this morning for absolutely no reason. Couldn't fall back asleep. So I decided to get up and fully edit and upload a video. And the only plans I really had for today were to clean for sure and go to the gym and do cardio. I was just gonna do cardio. I did legs yesterday. I did cardio on Tuesday last week, but I have just been so tired. I ended up taking a 20-minute nap around 12. It is now 2:05. And honestly, besides getting my video done, I have not done a single thing. I have not walked outside. I'm so tired. I tried to go to the gym. I was there for approximately 2 minutes, and this is after an hour and a half of like, come on, get the energy, you can do this, whatever. And I just don't understand why I'm so tired. And then I look and I'm like, oh, it's cycle day 15 for me. So this is the beginning, and this happens every single time. This is how I know I'm entering my luteal phase, because it's always one day. It's the day after ovulation, whenever ovulation is. For me personally, it happens between cycle day 15 and 17, but there's always one day where I am just out of it. No, I have a headache, my body feels extra heavy, and it's this wonderful time that progesterone starts spiking, and there's other things in my body that I'm not gonna get into because that's just TMI. I know that my progesterone is spiking. So here's what we're gonna do today. Today is going to be an easy day, and I'm not gonna get mad at myself for not doing much. Today I will probably go on a walk. I might do some stretching. We're not gonna do anything crazy with activity. I have done that before in the past where I've just tried to push and push and push, but I was like, no, there is a reason that my body is not responding well to whatever is going on, and we're just gonna leave it at that. Right now I'm on Young LA's website because they just did a restock of a bunch of stuff, and I'm trying to see if they restocked the Elevate leggings, because those are the ones that I wear like basically every single day, and I love them so much. And of course they didn't. They really need to bring back the Elevate, not the Elevate outline ones. I want the regular ones. All they have are the green ones, and the green ones could be cute, but like my Elevate leggings, I wear them so much. Same with the Elevate shorts. And again, these are the original Elevate. Does not look like they restock. Why? W268 Elevate leggings, Young LA, restock, please. We're gonna take today slow. I have a raging headache. I did take ibuprofen like an hour ago, and it's just not doing anything for me. My stomach kind of hurts. My appetite's all messed up. It's not a good situation right now. So what I am going to do though is I'm going to shower, and I'm gonna get a little bit ready for the day. And I think I'm gonna drive somewhere to go try a little coffee shop or something. Go find somewhere to start studying, because I would like to start studying things before the real school semester starts. I really do need some new leggings though. I know that sounds insane because you would think that I have a million pairs of leggings, when in reality I just rotate through like the same 4 all the time. I do a lot of laundry. So I'm gonna do a little bit of online shopping for a minute. I also need some new sports bras. I honestly don't really want to spend too much money on any clothes, but I do need new clothes, and I need to get rid of some of the ones that I have that I don't wear often enough. Have I gone through my closet yet? No. Have I cleaned it up a little bit? Yes. Maybe that's something we can do today, if I'm feeling up to it. Today is a day where I do whatever I'm feeling. I don't have any obligations, and I'm just gonna work with my body, and this is what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna push myself. So this is gonna be a vlog about giving yourself grace, you know? This lighting is actually doing something for my muscles. I'm also holding on to more water, so my muscles probably look fuller than they typically do because we're in the luteal phase, guys. With that being said, it's not just my muscles that are holding on to more water. I am in fact pretty bloated as well. So I'm gonna go get a sweatshirt because I don't really want to look at myself right now. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you're just gonna have days where it feels like a lot. It is what it is. I don't think anybody has ever done this. If they have, I haven't seen it. This vlog is going to be centered around the luteal phase. And I wasn't even planning on making like a luteal phase vlog. That was never something that I had an idea about, but I feel like it's something that a lot of people have come up and spoke up about. I obviously have. It's terrible. It's absolutely horrible. There are so many things that happen during this time once your progesterone is spiking, and as somebody who knows their body very, very well, I'm one of the people that is most in tune with their bodies just due to like how much I've hyperfixated on my HA journey. One, I feel like vlogging during this phase will help motivate me to push aside all of the BS that comes with this phase, but also like not to make anybody feel bad, but also to show like the same things that other women experience, like I also experience, okay? And the luteal phase for me is always terrible. The very beginning is also the worst. It's like once estrogen drops and progesterone spikes, that's like the worst transition. And then after about, I would say 3 or 4 days, it starts to get a little bit better. This is day 2 and we need to go to the gym. And this is the hardest part of the luteal phase. This is usually what like knocks me off track, is trying to push through the gym during these times. But I want to stay consistent and I don't want to be giving myself too many excuses. This does not mean that you push yourself, okay? I took a rest day yesterday, an unintentional rest day, because I just knew that I was extremely exhausted and I knew that if I pushed through that exhaustion, it would only make things 10 times worse. It would make me more tired. And you know what I did yesterday? You want to know what I did? Nothing. I did absolutely nothing. I know I talked about doing something yesterday. I didn't do any of that. I didn't clean. I didn't, whatever. Just as an excuse to get out of my apartment, I went to my job last night just to say hi. We're going to the gym. We're going to do a little lifting session. And if I feel up to it, this is the part of the phase when cardio should really slow down a little bit. And when I say slow down, I don't mean stop it all completely, because it's still very important during this phase, but it needs to be less intense. It needs to be like shorter durations, right? I did not do cardio yesterday. That was my plan for the gym yesterday. It did not happen. And I just knew, I could tell in my body too. There's a difference between like being tired, at least for me personally. There's a difference between being tired and being able to push through. And then there's a difference between like, no, my body is literally rejecting this. I also do have a little sinus infection and I'm going to chalk it up to stress because I don't know what else would have gotten me sick. I know it's a sinus infection because I don't feel terrible. I feel a little icky up here. Everything else is fine though. You know, like I don't have like a full blown cold or anything. But here's what we do when we have gym days during the luteal phase. Okay. To mentally prepare myself, I'm going to be lifting today. Today is going to be like back and bis, but it's like mostly back, but I'm also working my biceps because you have to whenever you work your back. I'm not going to be lifting as much weight. I will try. Like everything will feel heavier. Everything will feel like more of a chore. There's also the aspect, my body is holding on to more water, especially now that we're more than 24 hours into the luteal phase. I have definitely put on water weight, which just makes drinking water that much more important to help flush it out a little bit, okay? So if I look in the mirror and I'm very unhappy with what I see, I just have to know that it's temporary and it will go away, because I'm gonna tell you right now, a couple days ago, I was feeling really confident. And today I'm just not going to feel like that, and I probably won't feel like that again for another couple weeks, at least that level of confidence, you know, once my estrogen is at its peak again. And this is the kind of thing where it's like, there is no data to back up like cycle syncing. I know I've personally talked about that in the past, but there is no actual factual data to back up any of those claims. What they do recommend is like, if you suffer with fatigue during this time and stuff, like to decrease the intensity of your exercises. That does not mean that you can't lift weights or you can't do cardio. It's just like I said at the beginning, decreasing the duration, decreasing the intensity. Instead of going on a 5-mile run, go on a 2-mile run. Instead of doing level 10 on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes, do level 8 for 30 minutes. Like, it's whatever works for you. Also, this is something else I need to mention since we're on this topic. Dr. Stacey Sims actually talked about this in some kind of interview, I think that she did, but she was saying like there are some women that feel really good like the day before their period, and like it works with whatever your body works with. Personally, I feel weaker. I feel my body feels heavier. Like I feel more tired. I feel more wear down. It's just the reality of being a woman. But that does not mean that you need to put your life on pause. It just means that there's some areas that you can maybe slow down a little bit, okay? Because I know that about myself. It also helps with the mental aspect of like, oh, I don't have to feel like crap about myself because this is just biology. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. It's just science. My body is just going through something. That does not mean that I'm not gonna still try to push the same weight that I have been. But if I'm not able to push that due to fatigue or whatever it may be, it's okay, because it does not mean that my gym progress has gone out the window. You know what I mean? So currently I have on Vans. We need to change these and put on tennis shoes, and then we're gonna go up to the gym. I don't need to keep recording. Back and bis is done. I am feeling pretty good. I pushed a little bit more weight than I thought I was going to, but I still wasn't doing what I typically do. Every time that I tried that, it was harder than I would have liked it to be. But I'm feeling good enough to do some cardio. I also work tonight, so I don't want to wear myself out too much. So I think I'm gonna do 20, maybe 30 minutes if I feel like I'm up to it. I won't know for sure until I step on the Stairmaster and see how my body is feeling, but I should be able to do that. I just got back. That's the board. Oh my god. That's the worst part. Yeah, so I just got back. I ended up doing 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. I just felt good. I'm gonna, hold on. It's so gross. Can you see how wet those are? They're shiny and they're usually not. I'm gonna wipe this off and then kind of let these air dry. And then, yeah, I ended up doing 30 minutes and I actually felt really good. It's so confusing because, and this is also your sign to just like, if you are in the luteal phase and you feel like crap, because I felt so tired beforehand. Like I had no motivation to go to the gym and I didn't really have that much trouble pushing weight that I normally push, like a little bit for sure. I was definitely struggling there on a couple reps, but I also got 30 minutes of cardio done that I definitely did not feel like I was in the mood to do until I started exercising. So again, with the luteal phase, you just have to kind of force yourself to do things. It's all a mental game. Yes, biologically speaking, physically you are going to feel weaker, you're going to feel more tired, all this, but once you understand how your body works in the luteal phase, and it takes a few months, but once you understand the signals in your body, you'll start to understand how your body responds and you'll start to know. It could also be due to the fact, like I probably felt so good today because I let myself rest so much yesterday. That's also a factor that could play. Anyway, I'm disgusting. So I'm gonna jump in the shower. I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to wash my hair. I should probably wash my hair. I think Friday was the last time I washed my hair. It is now Wednesday. It's been almost a week. So it's not too bad. I've gone longer, but I'm gonna wash my hair because it is kind of gross. Today has been another really tired day for me. It is now Thursday. It's the next day. I just feel exhausted. I think there's multiple factors that play into that. For one, I did work last night. For two, I didn't get off of work. I probably didn't get home until about almost 1 a.m. I didn't go to bed until almost 2. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. I made eggs earlier, so that's what that is. I went on a walk earlier. That kind of woke me up a little bit, but then I got back and I was just really hungry and really tired. That's about it. And then I also have to work tonight too. So again, with being active and stuff, I didn't bother with the gym today. I'm already feeling tired. I just know that the gym would only make me feel more tired. Typically it does wake me up, but today it's that mental energy of like trying to push through would only exhaust me more. I also forgot to take my magnesium last night, which I think is also playing into why I feel so exhausted. So what I typically do whenever I feel this exhausted, in the past, I would beat myself up. That's never good. You shouldn't do that. You should never really you should give yourself a little bit of grace, okay? This phase of your cycle is temporary. It will pass. You will not always feel this exhausted. You will not always feel this hungry. You will not, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna get into hunger as well, because I do get extra hungry, trust me. The luteal phase is different for everybody. I do really need to say that. The luteal phase is very different for everybody. I personally have a very hard time during this phase, mentally, emotionally, physically, all the good things. I haven't cried yet, which is good, I would say. I literally forgot what I was doing. Even brain fog hits me more. I'm gonna do my makeup for work. I am serving again tonight, so I'm gonna be running around all over the place. I'm gonna be plenty active. Something else that I want to mention is hunger. Hunger during the luteal phase. And before I get into that, I do actually want to talk about like kind of what happens in your body during the luteal phase. And I'm gonna try to put it into like really simple terms so that it makes a little bit more sense. Right, because I could talk about how progesterone spikes and serotonin drops and like whatever. What these signals are telling your body is we're preparing for a baby. That's what happens, regardless of whether or not there is a baby in there. Your body does not know that there is not a baby. You just went through ovulation. During ovulation, there is an egg that is released into the fallopian tube. Most people know that. Now, whether or not that egg is fertilized, your body will prepare to have a baby. In order for you to have a baby, you need to have a safe and comfortable, ready environment, which is where the lining of the uterus comes in. If the egg is fertilized, the egg will then implant itself into the lining of that uterus, where it then will grow. The lining of the uterus is actually what sheds during a period. It's not just the egg. The egg does die, but it's not just the egg. I'm gonna say the word blood. All of the blood is not just the egg, okay? That would be crazy. If your body is trying to create this safe and protective environment, it's going to start telling you and sending you signals of, hey, slow down. Hey, there's a lot going on here. We need more energy to do these things. Why you get hungrier, why your metabolism increases a little bit. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in there, okay? You're gonna get these signals to like step back for a minute, take a pause. Your body's using more energy than it typically does, which is also why you're tired. It's also why you're probably craving carbohydrates and sugar, because your body is looking for that quick release of energy, especially because it's burning so much more than it's used to. About 100 to 300 calories extra a day. It's not super crazy. That's like 1 to 3 medium-sized apples a day. It's not anything crazy, but It does affect your appetite. It affects your everything, to be honest with you. You just have to think of progesterone as this thing that is trying to create a hospitable environment. Unfortunately, we have to go through this every month, and it really does suck. But once you start to accept that this is just gonna happen, it gets a little bit easier. So as far as hunger is concerned during the luteal phase, which I feel like is a very big topic that everybody is worried about, right? Especially if you have fitness goals, like I get it. How do you deal with hunger in the luteal phase? I've seen so many people talk about this. Just random little topics. It's like if you're in a cut during your luteal phase, you should bring your calories back up to maintenance. You shouldn't be in your cutting calories. This does not go for bodybuilders or anything. Bodybuilders are crazy. I have a lot of respect for them. I don't know how I would be doing in a prep cut while doing that much cardio during the, I don't know. I have props to you. Props to all the bodybuilders out there, the women bodybuilders that have to go through this, because this is insane. I think I would literally cry myself to sleep every night. Anyway, hunger. How do you deal with it? You eat. It is what it is. Just please take it from me, okay? I have tried to fight my body on this so many times. So many times. I've tried to suppress my hunger in ways, and I'm not gonna give tips on how to do that, but I've tried to suppress my hunger. I've tried to eat like really small meals. No, don't do that. Just give into your cravings. These cravings are not gonna last a very long time. And I'm not saying go out and buy a dozen donuts and scarf down a dozen donuts. If you want to do that, you have free will. Go do whatever you want. But I'm saying, like, if that's not what you're trying to do, right? It's like if you're craving chocolate, I'll just give that as an example because that's a really big one that a lot of people crave. Chocolate is great. My recommendation would be to swap it out for dark chocolate. And even if you're craving like a specific candy bar, I feel like a lot of candy bar companies now do like a dark chocolate version. And I know not everybody likes dark chocolate. If you want milk chocolate, go get milk chocolate. It's really not gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill you. I promise. For me, I do crave chocolate sometimes, but also like I'll make a chocolate yogurt bowl or something. I don't really like the film that sugar leaves on my mouth, so I try to kind of stay away from it. I will still have sugar though. Like on Tuesday, whenever I did nothing and I went to my job just to say hi to people, I ended up going to one of the convenience shops and I was craving fruit snacks and they didn't have any fruit snacks, but I got some chewy candy and I had some chewy candy and it satisfied my craving. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I did get some Airhead, like the little ball ones. I did get some of those and those were too sugary for me. I could only have like 2 or 3 of those. I did, however, get some of the flavored Tootsie Rolls. Those are what really got me. But anyways, no, just eat, okay? Like your body is, like I said, it's using up a lot more energy. It's doing some crazy things in there, okay? It's getting you prepared to grow a whole nother human being. Now, it doesn't know that there's not a whole nother human being in there, but it's getting prepared for that just in case. That's how you have to think of it. And that's a lot for your body to go through, right? Let me do my mascara and I'll come back and I'll talk a little bit more on this topic. I don't even remember exactly what the last thing I said was, besides the fact that I'm gonna do my mascara and then continue talking. Eating during your luteal phase and how that can get complicated and you can get really in your head about it and all this other stuff. What I would do, if you're really that worried about it, make sure that if you are eating carbohydrates and sugar and stuff, first of all, don't beat yourself up about it. You probably already feel worse than you usually do. I know I do right now. I feel like there's like a limit that I should go with going into like a whole tangent on this. Carbs, fats, and proteins are all very important in this stage, okay? And I'm not saying that you have to be super crazy with it, but it's like, okay, if you're gonna do carbs, do complex carbs, do fruits and vegetables and sweet potatoes and oats and all that good stuff. Get some comfort meals if you need to. That's also gonna help with like the dip in the serotonin. It's gonna help you feel better. Protein. Progesterone actually does break down muscle, so protein is very important in this sense. Protein's always important, but I don't want to harp too much on protein because I feel like there's so much hype around protein right now that I don't need to remind you guys because everybody and their mother is talking about how great protein is. Fats. Healthy fats. Healthy fats are literally the backbone of your hormones. You need them. They're going to help with your mood. They're going to help with your energy levels. Fat is an energy source that your body uses, and especially as women, we need them more than men do, okay? It's not saying that men should not eat any healthy fats, but healthy fats are, like, you need that, and your hormones are going crazy. They're going through crazy changes, and, like, just get them through good sources. Avocados really help, especially with inflammation and stuff. The thing with eating a lot during your luteal phase too, like, I get this too, you get extra bloated. You're holding on to more water because especially carbohydrates hold on to more water. They don't make you gain weight. They make, but like kind of, they make you gain water weight, but only temporarily. But again, you're gonna hold on to more water anyways. I mean, you can sit there and I can go through all of this and I can explain every single micronutrient that everything has and all of this other stuff, and I can talk about how all of the macronutrients are super important, but like it's all like it's the same. Just do the same things that you would do every day. You might have some more cravings, just give into them. That doesn't mean that you have to go full blown get 6 chocolate bars if you're craving chocolate. It's like, no, go get some chocolate, eat a piece of the chocolate bar and savor it. If you really want to test it, just eat a little bit, wait about 5 or 10 minutes, see how you feel, and if you want to, you can come back. The food's gonna be there. It's always gonna be there. You don't need to worry. You don't need to scarf it down. If you want more, then have more. There's probably a reason that your body is craving these things, so why are you going to try to reject it of what it's asking you for? You know what I mean? This is something I said in my HA video, but it's like, your body's not trying to fight against you. It's just trying to do what it's supposed to do. It's just trying to survive. And as of right now, survival means that it needs to build the lining of this uterus. It needs to keep this baby alive. It's gonna tell you to relax. It's gonna tell you not to put yourself in danger. It's gonna tell you that you need more energy. It's gonna make you more tired. It's just the reality of it. And once you like accept that and give into it and kind of just work with your body instead of against it, you're gonna feel a lot better. Something else I used to do too is like when I would get hungrier and I wouldn't understand why, and it was only for a few days, I would get hungrier, but then like I would eat more and then I try to compensate, and like that's not good. Like, don't go and do hours of cardio just because you overate a little bit from what you typically do, because you want to know what that's gonna do. That's just gonna make you more hungry. Over exercising just makes you hungrier. You might burn energy, but like your body is craving energy right now, so why are you trying to get rid of more of it? Also, it's going to be more mentally fatiguing and demanding to go and do that much exercise. Like, I look back at that time in my life whenever I used to over-exercise, and I really just don't know how I did it. It takes a lot of mental work and commitment, but also I wasn't in a good mental state, and my hormones weren't in a good state either. So it's like, just give yourself some grace. And this is not me saying like give up on every single goal that you have or whatever, but it's like, this stage is temporary. This happens. If you really think about it, it happens every single month. Every month. And what happens every month? You usually end up okay after a couple days. And I kind of just wanted to make a video on this topic because I wanted to say that, like, I even get in my head too. Whenever I see people, especially like fitness influencers and stuff, they'll always look great and they won't ever get bloated and all this. It's like, no, this kind of stuff happens to everybody. It's just you're only seeing little snippets of their life. There's some parts throughout the day where I feel really confident, and then like later in the day it's terrible, or I'll wake up and feel terrible, but then later in the day I feel great. It's ebbs and flows, and they're just showing you the highlight reels, and they probably have like pre-recorded videos, whatever. Like, they're these influencers and these things you see online, like all these people, they're still people. These people still go through it. I have days too where I do absolutely nothing. Out of all the things that I do, I have people come up to me and like, just based off of hearing what I do, like, oh, you have it so much together, you handle so much. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that I'm not just like everybody else. So I feel like this is also something that a lot more people are speaking up about, and I'm so grateful for that. But I also think that there is an aspect of it where it's hard to get caught up in like the comparison. You just gotta deal with being a woman. Like, I'm hot right now. I feel hot. My body temperature has risen. It is 69 degrees in here, and I typically am cold at 73. Your temperature is gonna rise, your heart rate's gonna go up a little bit. What's my resting rate today? Just out of curiosity. My resting rate is 60 beats a minute. Not unhealthy or anything, but my resting rate is typically between like 54 and 56, I would say. Your heart rate's just going up a little bit. Again, your body's burning a little bit more energy than it typically does. And that's okay. Whether or not it looks like it. The luteal phase affects everybody differently at different times. It affected me different when I was younger versus how it affects me now. For me personally, it could be for many different reasons, but I think age has a lot to do with that. But majority of women out there, they have these same symptoms. Heat flashes and bloating and water retention and increased appetite and fatigue and all that good stuff. It's great. It's a fun time. We all love it so much. We all probably go through the same thing of not being able to recognize ourselves, and our face looks different and all that good stuff. It happens to everybody. All this is just hormonal changes, and that's okay. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna lay down a little bit before I have to leave for work. I'm gonna try to read my book, but reading my book is also making me even more tired. I'm just gonna do whatever I want so that I make sure I have the energy that I need for work, because today, that's my big thing that I need to get through. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that it reaches the people that it needed to. I hope that there was at least one message in there that you needed to hear. If you ever feel alone, I get it, but just come back to this video. Some days are gonna be better than others. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
You a move body giving interviews. I'm just saying I'm amused, but you ain't even flexing. Think you cool, tatted up, cover warm, different vibe, you new improved, but you ain't even flexing. But you ain't even flexing.